A very warm welcome from Hamburg. We are welcoming all of you to this Novomind update here live from Hamburg. My name is David, and I welcome you here together with my two colleagues, our Chief Product Officer, Markus.
Hi, everybody.
And our Director of Product Development for Novomind iAGENT, Julian.
Hello, welcome.
If you've seen this movie, the start of the movie, which was thoroughly interrupted by a power cut, this is a bit how we felt in 2020 due to the coronavirus. Last month in November, we would have loved to celebrate our 20th anniversary and you, our partners, our customers, and our products at the novoinsight 2020, our annual Novomind conference. Well, due to COVID-19, this was not possible. And we quickly thought about the possibility to basically make it a digital, kind of a digital event instead. But the novoinsight is such a personal and really warm-hearted experiment and such an event that we would love to celebrate with you that we decided we cannot do this as a digital substitute. Therefore, we just condensed the information that we would have liked to share with you into 60 minutes as today with the Novomind update. Very quick agenda. I will have the honor to present you the updates for 2021 for Novomind iShop. At this point, I would like to say hi from Stefan Grieben, our CTO, who unfortunately cannot be here with us today. So I'll basically doing that for him. I will then pass the microphone to Markus for an update of the Novomind Iping. We will then hear from Julian about the hot topics for Novomind iAGENT in 2021. And last but not least, there will be Markus at the end, giving us the hot news for iMarket of the coming year. We will then close today's session with the full movie without the interruption of a power cut. I will now start my presentation of Novomind iShop. Now, Novomind iShop, there's three big topics that I will go through with you today. One is the renewal of the Novomind iShop back office. Then I will talk about Headless and Headless Commerce, and also something about business intelligence commerce, short BI commerce. Now, this is the Novomind iShop back office as you know it. It's been very successful for more than 10 years as we have the Novomind iShop. And it is very useful. However, Markus, as the Chief Product Officer, has decided that there will be a renewal of the user interface for all Novomind iProducts. So we have basically tackled and challenged all our usage or our use models to see how we can be even better, how we can optimize the user interface with one very clear target to have an even better user experience, right? You know our claim, customer focused, technology driven. So we are doing something for the customers. So now let's have a look. There was a little drum right now. This is it, the new iShop back office. This is how it will soon look like. They all follow a very similar corporate identity. It is definitely more modern, more engaging, and the clear focus, as I said, was usability, to have an or enhanced user experience with significant improvement. There was one very simple goal. Creating content and maintaining the content within iShop was supposed to be as simple as writing a WordPress blog, which you know is one of the most simple things on earth. For shop managers, content production, let it be promotions or products or carousels, etc., was supposed to be as quickly as possible with a perfect overview of what you have in your shop. For the power users amongst you, no worries. You're not losing a bit of functionality. All the features are there. We're just making them more simple and more available. Talking about availability, there's one additional improvement. Our new UI is now barrier-free. That means all status icons, tooltips, and colors are designed that they also work for handicapped people which have, for example, color blindness or eyesight issues. Be reassured, as usual, this will not be a big bang release where we are just setting you in front of a new user interface, but we will roll out this with every new release. The first module will be in release 40, and general availability of all different modules in the new UI will be in the fourth quarter 2021. And along the way, we are collecting your feedback, so please make sure that you're visiting our iShop user groups. Second biggest topic, headless commerce. That means separating the backend with the business logic from the front end, basically the shop front window. That way, the development of front ends can be independent from the backend and vice versa. We've seen that a lot of our clients, like you, have swapped front ends way more often than the backends. So what you do is you have those independently and you connect them both via API. There's a big thing about this because it allows us to focus on things such as social commerce or contextual commerce, because that way you have different channels, not just your shopfront window with the shopfront of the iShop, but we can also feed headlessly from the back end of iShop into these new media channels. And thanks to that, you can not just share that kind of or feed that kind of content in those new channels, but you can also have functionality such as add to cart, something which is already available. What do you need for all of this? As usual, you need APIs. We already have three different pillars of our existing APIs. One very dominant is our existing shop API, where you can have catalog browsing, searching, filtering, product details, and so forth. This is also based on RESTful services, very similar to the OMS, the Order Management System API, which allows order management after sales, customer service, and so forth. The third pillar, which will be now new in 2021, is the cart API, realized for the first time with GraphQL. Now, this is specifically for contextual commerce, as I just mentioned, as it allows you to have features such as add to cart, store, order calculation, and promotions. Now, promotions is very important because if you're inside an app like Instagram, TikTok, etc., you know your customer a lot better, so promotions can be personalized, and this is also which is integrated into this cart API. And now here's the first call to action for you guys. If you think about extensions, if there are certain extensions required to an API, please do let us know. Talk to us, talk to our valued partners. We can talk and see how we can extend the features and functionalities of this new API. Anything that makes sense should find its way into this API, into the core. What is already available is WhatsApp commerce, Instagram, the Instagram case for contextual commerce, because with Novomind, we already have every necessary tool on board. With the messaging API and Novomind iAGENT, we have everything prepared. So here's the second call to action. Let's do contextual commerce together. Let's explore and conquer these new, cool, and very hip touch points with the customers. Third topic, business intelligence and artificial intelligence. When you're looking at the screenshot, it's about fireplaces. And now, how does this fit in? Well, at least in Germany and most of the places all over Europe, it's pretty cold and you would like to have a fireplace around. Now, what would happen if all of a sudden the conversion that you expect to go up because people would require more fireplaces doesn't happen and you actually have very poor sales? What we have as a topic for 2021 is anomaly detection. So if things do not go as planned. So looking into the history, how have I been selling, and my prediction, and if there is a discrepancy, basically the shop manager will get a warning within the iShop back office in the dashboard to say, attention, anomaly detected, please take an action. Maybe your competitor runs a tremendous discount, maybe your price isn't right, maybe the stock availability is not correct, or you have an issue with your product data. There's a lot more to come with business intelligence and also maybe predictive analytics, so stay tuned for that. For the topic of artificial intelligence, we already have something as beta available today, which means recommendations based on artificial intelligence and image recognition. That means if you have an image of one product, we can detect the attributes of this image, look into the other images, and then propose another product based on a similarity of one image to another. So here's another call to action. We are looking for pioneers who want to be part of a customer-focused approach and test this image-based recommendation in order to basically increase your conversion and increase your sales basket value. That was pretty much the summary of a high-level topic. So now there's basically a time to say congratulations, because we have two of our clients, Hallhuber and Mammut, who won in their category the Shop Usability Award. This award basically gives respect to the best possible shopping experience on the platform, in this case of Novomind iShop. There were 700 shops competing for number one. And how you were able to win is by having really a super shopping experience that unites attractive design with intuitive customer journey. Hallhuber won by far with a huge lead the fashion category, and Mammut won Best Shop of Switzerland. Now, Mammut is not just a very happy customer of ours, but I'm also a very happy customer of Mammut, because most of my clothes I actually buy from Mammut, and I can say the shop really is magnificent. By the way, Mammut and Hallhuber, as well as many other Novomind iShops, use Novomind iPIM as their product information management. So in regards to PIM, may I hand over to you, Markus, and give you the moderator right now?
Sure. So, as always, the question, can you see my screen now?
We can see it perfectly fine, so you are live and ready to go.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, David. Hello, and moin moin, as we say in Hamburg, dear customers, dear partners and Novominders. The last time I have presented to you about Novomind's product development was a little more than 1 year ago. And in my opinion, it was at our best and most spectacular annual conference, novoinsight, ever. On November 7th, 2019, we met with more than 500 participants in the largest cinema, the Cinemax in Hamburg. And you won't believe it, we met physically. And I can tell you that it was really a big thing and very exciting for me to be on that stage speaking in front of you. The only bad thing was that I couldn't barely see anybody due to the heavy spotlight shining directly into my face. But thanks to the availability of all these cool video conferencing tools we're now using, we can give you this live update on the Novomind iProducts today again. And that's good news, although we are all living in very strange and unusual times, I think. But the situation for me is quite similar than 1 year ago. I'm probably not as excited, but unfortunately, I can't see anybody of you still. And that's really sad. And I really, really do hope there'll be a lot of opportunities to meet you personally again during the next year. But now let's have a look at what happened to Novomind iPIM during this year and what's the plan for 2021. First and foremost, of course, is the result of the, in my opinion, biggest restructuring since the Novomind iPIM product was launched. The release of Novomind iPIM 5, which took place in mid of September this year. Here you can see a screenshot from the current development stream, the 5.1 pre-beta release. As you can easily see, the new iPIM web UX world, as we call it, is no longer Novomind Orange here, since the 5.1 beta frontend is already implementing the new Novomind UX style guide David has just shown us with the examples of the new iShop back office UI. In my opinion, it's a very clean user experience with Google Material Design as a template. And now, in my opinion, also the most modern UI in the PIM and in the PXM market. And here's a few more screenshots for you. For example, here's the work list with some products of bath furniture, or here are some outdoor products on the same page. And here is an example for some consumer electronics products, Apple iPhones. And then we can also have a look at the new product detail page, which looks very nice. And here, David, we have a product of your favorite brand of Mammut, obviously a very nice backpack, obviously. Also, what's also very new is the usability concept we have in the IPIM 5 stack now. And probably you remember the approach we have chosen for transforming the old Novomind IPIM Swing client world into the new web world. The approach was to basically cut down the enterprise functionality into small pieces, and we call these small pieces apps. And now you can go ahead and put a virtual frame, a so-called toolbox around certain apps. And then you go ahead and take a toolbox and assign a toolbox to a certain role. And then at the end, the user within this role only has to use the functionality given by the toolbox, making it very, very easy to learn the PIM system and to use it at the end. So it's a very, very unique usability concept, the toolbox concept we have implemented here. And also new is the new control center module. This is a module, an internal PIM module, and the IPIM control center, the CC, now bundles all administrative functions of the Novomind IPIM. So the IPIM data model is configured here. For example, all the attributes and the classification assignments, the text and the digital asset types, and so on. And let me mention something. Today, the Novomind IPIM system is mainly used by industrial and retail or wholesale enterprises. But since many of our iAGENT customers and partners are in the audience of the Novomind update today, I think it is important to note that Novomind IPIM's very flexible data model can also be used to model completely different and even non-physical products. For example, digital products such as maps for navigation systems or even electrical power contracts. From my point of view, it should be possible to utilize a Novomind IPIM capability for products in the banking, in insurances, in telecommunication companies, or any service-oriented enterprises, as long as their products are to be marketed in the digital commerce, obviously. And I personally would be very happy about a personal and professional exchange on this. So please, and this is another call to action, please feel free to contact me anytime if you're interested in this. Okay, now let's have a look at the still active Novomind IPIM roadmap. I just mentioned the 5.0 release that has taken place in the mid of September this year. The subsequent release, or already mentioned this, is the 5.1, approximately end of January. We will implement the new Novomind style guide, UX style guide, completely in this release, and we'll bring the DAM and the IPIM export modules from the client world to the web world with that release. And then last but not least, we have the 5.2 approximately end of March next year. And then there's the only missing module available. It's the IPIM workflow module then. And after that, the client is basically obsolete. So we don't need to use the Swing client anymore. Although for all existing customers, don't be afraid, it will be there for some more time. So we don't need to have a big bang. We can have a subsequent rollout of the IPIM 5 world. So you can imagine that this is a big task for next year, also to roll it out together with our colleagues from customer solutions and our IPIM implementation partners. And one thought on that, perhaps it makes sense to use this rollout, or to use it as a good opportunity to review and, if it's necessary, to probably refine and refactor existing or older technical and system PIM processes together with this rollout. It's a good opportunity because a lot of things are pretty new. In addition to this main topic, the rollout of the IPIM 5 world, the IPIM evolution continues next year. As we have the new IPIM web stack almost completely in place now, we will start to evolutionary further develop the existing server stack. So the server vertical here on the right, which is basically the basis when we invented Novomind IPIM, brought it to the market. The approach here is to detach certain services, certain functionality that is placed here in the server stack, and to detach it as individual services from the stack. And thus become even more scalable in the modern cloud environments than today. A good example for that is a service that already exists. It's called the Novomind IPIM AI Hub. And the AI Hub integrates external services, for example, AI services with Novomind Iping. And the Novomind AI Hub is a microservice next to the integration to providing adapters to other services. It can also orchestrate other services. So, for example, push data to service A, get the result, and then together with the result, push data to service B, and then get the result back to the PIM system. So it's also an orchestrator service. For example, it connects the AX semantic cloud. And if you know Novomind, then we are calling this the Iping text robot, the text bot, for automatically producing nicely written marketing texts based on your structured product information. Or Pick-alike, which is also a nice AI-based service for analyzing images and providing structured attributes out of the analysis of images. And then obviously we have our own services like the Iping category robot, which allows you to do your category taxonomy mapping basically in an external service, and also do rule-based automatic categorization of your products. And last but not least, a very new service we have just brought into, I would also say, pre-beta phase. It's the so-called Iping Mapping Bot, and the Iping Mapping Bot allows you to get recommendations from supplier data onboarding attribute and attribute values to your own data model. So it can help you being more efficient on onboarding your supplier information into your PIM system. And here's another call for action, as David always says. Since this is a pre-beta state now, we have built certain, based on machine learning, we have built certain neuronal networks, connected them via the AI Hub, and now we are looking for pilot customers who want to test this new AI-based mapping service we have invented. Okay, that's it for Iping for now, and with this, back to David. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you can see that we don't just develop connected iProducts by themselves, but there was this very nice similarity now between the new iShop back office, which is in the new UI. We can see that this is same ongoing with Novomind Iping with the version 5 now. Nicely explained. Thank you, Markus. We will now continue with Julian as the director for the product development, and I will give you the moderation right now. And as you are getting set up, I would like to also point out that towards the end of today's session, you will get the full movie where we put a lot of heart and soul into it to see that we really want to spark the hope that we can see each other next year again. Julian, I can see your presentation is up and running in smooth mode. Are you set and ready to go?
Okay, thank you, David.
Also
from my side, a warm welcome to our update in this special year. Special, of course, because of the pandemic challenge, but also for me personally, it is a special year because of I have taken over the responsibility for the iAGENT product development in this year, and so I'm very happy to be able to give a little update on that today. So we continue with Novomind iAGENT now, and we are first going to talk about call. The second topic is going to be the iAGENT customer journey. As third, social media and messaging API, and finally the new composer. So let's start. Yes, Novomind iAGENT call has been starting with Teams integration this year. And we have done that because we think it's important to integrate back office employees that are using Teams into the call flow. For example, imagine an incoming call that goes to an agent, and that agent isn't able to answer to the concern of the customer directly, but he needs to check back with, for example, let's say the legal department of the back office. And in the future, he will be able to do this inside of the iAGENT desk. There you can see this on the left here. He's able to, he has that direct access to the directory of Microsoft Teams, and he can see which users are online or offline. And in this case, for example, he could connect himself to Alex in a warm way or a cold way. So he's able to talk with Alex first before connecting the customer to him. He is then able to set up a conference call, for example, to talk with both of them. And he's also able to hand over the call completely to Alex to be completed inside of Microsoft Teams then. What do you need for this? Of course, iAGENT itself, Microsoft Teams as well, and you need a phone system for Microsoft Teams that's required for this technology. We are now in the certification process with Microsoft for our iAGENT call Teams integration, and we are also already listed as a call center solution for Teams at Microsoft. That's great. We are also going to do this what we are already also going to do is to roll out our new browser phone that we developed this year, and that will be available at the beginning of the next year. And the benefit of this browser phone is that you don't need a dedicated hard phone anymore, and also no software installation on the iAGENT computer, because the browser phone is integrated into the iAGENT desk, and so it is also part of the browser application, the web application, what offers a lot of opportunities. For example, we can connect this browser phone to any existing phone system, what enables us to integrate systems like Avaya, Alcatel, Unify, and so on, and to route calls out of our IVR directly to desired extensions. The intelligent selection of the right agent is still being made by iAGENT, and the call then can be made in iAGENT desk. And this also allows us to integrate something very interesting thing. Actually, Microsoft is going to open Microsoft Teams for zip telephony in the Q1, Q2 of 2021. So the browser phone then can be used for Teams telephony if Teams option phone system is available. And this enables us, with the solution just described, to use Microsoft Teams as transport layer for call. So if you are already using Teams and phone system, you will prospectively be able to use Microsoft Teams as transport layer for call center usage with our solution. Also with the option to hand over calls or to ask questions internally to the back office. And this is 100% call center usage with Teams and without any additional phone system. And from our point of view, this topic has a huge potential, and we think we are very well positioned here with our solution. And if you're interested in this is a call for action, as David would say. Please feel free to get in touch with us to discuss about how to integrate the existing phone system, and if our version 1 that I just showed is appropriate, or if we have to wait for the time when Microsoft has opened Teams for zip. So far with call, we're now moving on with the call flow designer. Those who already use call know that there is a JavaScript engine in which the call flow is designed right now. And we were aware that this is not enough to need a developer know how to do this. So we developed the call flow designer, which enables to design the call flow per drag and drop. You can see this right here. These different call flow objects that are taken out of this menu here on the right. And here's a connect object, a welcome message that is played, and a selection menu after that. And this tool, you see the green bordered object here, can also be used to debug and test design flow to see how the call walks through the system. This is over here. And this offers an excellent usability to design call flows, but of course it is still possible to use the JavaScript engine to create more complex call flows. This is still possible. So far with call. The next topic is the customer journey. And this is about seeing the complete history of the customer with every touch point to the company. You can see the new tab, the iAGENT desk, the journey tab, which shows every contact of the customer and also the used channel, for example, chat, mail, or social media. Selecting a specific event shows then detailed information. Let's zoom in here. Yes. Shows detailed information of what happened in each communication step. So you really have a complete view of the customer's journey. And this feature is going to be available in January 2021, next month. And also here, please get in touch with us to coordinate the update of your instance if you're interested in this. We come to the topic social media and messaging API. You already know the messaging API, which bundles the different messaging services on a central system operated by us. And as you know, WhatsApp has been the first service we implemented, followed by the Facebook Messenger in the third quarter of this year. And now, quite new in this quarter, the Google Business Messenger has been integrated as well, and the Telegram Messenger also. And we think for the moment, this covers all currently essential messaging services, which is quite good. The second part of our social media gateway that we started this year is the social media gateway. And yes, what is it about? In the past, you had to use individual connector apps for each service, for example, Facebook, Instagram, that you wanted to integrate. And this led to potentially often needed updates for every running connector, every time, for example, a service changed its API. And so this is why we built a new and single connector app, which only connects to one system, to our own social media gateway. Which brings us to that updates, for example, at Facebook, are then rolled out centrally on this gateway. And that makes operating these services much more efficient for us. A very, very important on this topic is the old connectors are discontinued in August of the next year, 2021, what means there are still some months to move to the new connector. Yes, and that was messaging and social media. And finally, I'd like to present the topic iAGENT Composer again. Again, because we know we announced the new browser-based version long time ago, but as we just don't move the Composer to a cloud service with this, but we also wanted to come out with new features to add value to the product. And you can see an example in this screenshot here. Zoom in. Where we now support the definition of search pattern by the usage of artificial intelligence. Account and accounts are here predefined search pattern, and the sharpness of the suggestions that are shown below in gray can be adjusted with a slider in the middle. This is ready now and in beta state since November. And who is interested in building a chatbot project with the new Composer, please feel free to contact us. We're really looking forward to your feedback here. The general availability of this will follow in Q1, Q2 of the next year. And the next steps here will be to make the Composer fit for FAQ and afterwards for the digital channels, for example, for the classification of emails. Yes, that's it from Novomind iAGENT. Many thanks for your attention, and back to David.
Thank you very much, Julian. Great presentation. I received through the questions a bunch of very positive comments, in particular to the integration of our voice, our telephony channel with Microsoft Teams. Not a call to action in this case, but just a mentioning. If you guys have any questions and not just thumbs up comments, which we also like to collect, do use the chat functionality. We are very well in time. So we do have time to answer questions regarding availability, features, functions, connections, and so forth. Now, for our fourth product from our four iProducts, I would pass the moderator again to you, Markus. And we'll now hear about our marketplace middleware. The presentation is perfect, and it's your stage, Markus.
Here we go again. Thank you, David. So now let's have a look at Novomind iMarket. As you just mentioned, our enterprise marketplace middleware. I think iMarket has made a giant leap during this year, but as you can see here, it's still orange. So we have a screenshot here of the iMarket portal module of the version 4.1, which is currently rolled out, so in place. The new Novomind style guide we have seen for iShop and iPIM will be implemented during next year, and I think it will come with iMarket 5 with the next major release, approximately end of Q2 2021. Some more screenshots on the current version of 4.1 that has been completed during this year. Here we can see the dashboard of the iMarket cockpit. On top, you can see that we have very nice sales figures there, sales figures per reporting period, and also obviously per platform. And when you go into detail per platform and data point, you can see the exact numbers on the right. And down here, you see the data sections and flow area. And I think this is a big improvement because now the complete data flow through iMarket from import until the export to the actual marketplace platform is very transparent, and you can see if the products are running through the process smoothly or if there are any problems and can fix the problems in iMarket then. Another nice example, I think, is the new bestseller list we have here. Obviously, bestsellers show the products who are sold very well on the marketplace platforms, or vice versa. If you do a different, if you perform a different sorting, obviously you can see which products are not performing very well. Next nice screenshot is a screenshot of the order management details, of the order details here. Here we have an example of a marketplace order from About You with all the needed details. You can see also the order status with the traffic lights, and when you scroll down, you see all the address information. If there are address errors detected by the system, you can also correct the address errors directly here in the order details. Then we have also pretty new in the 4.1 the nice product search with a nice product search list. And the advantage here is also, again, a status information of the product concerning the online status or the process status concerning a certain marketplace platform, as well as the display of the platform the product is currently listed on. And when we then go one deck deeper, as I always say, we have a very nice product detail view here of the product itself. But when we would go into deeper into the hierarchy of the product, we could also check the variant data and also obviously the item data of the product hierarchy. And this view obviously is again marketplace dependent, so probably there will be other data for eBay than you have for Amazon on this product detail page. Then if we would continue, we could have a look, for example, at the assortment control functionality we have, or what I also very much is the automatic enrichment rules engine we have. And I think this is a real USP of iMarket now, that you can configure certain enrichment rules in order to provide a better data quality for certain marketplace platforms automatically. And this means at the end that you can list more products on the platform, resulting obviously in more sales at the end. Yeah? So it's a very useful function. And here we have a look at the function at one of the reporting functions I like very much. It's a sales report. There's other reports also, but I think the sales report from business point of view is the most important and interesting one. You see all the sales figures again per period, per marketplace platform, obviously, and you have all the I think relevant KPIs that are relevant, the average shopping cart value, the return rates, the cancellation rates, and also the monetization values of the KPIs at the end. And also possible for all reports is the export functionality in Excel, so you can use this data in your controlling processes or also in other systems if you want to do that. Last but not least, this is my favorite new functionality in Novomind iMarket 4.1. It's the mapping of your PIM data model, so of your own data model, towards the data models of the various marketplace platforms. And what I really like is that now we can see for each marketplace attribute, we can see also the attribute values here, making the mapping really easy now. So we don't have to enter IDs as it was in the past. the marketplace values, we can just use the drop-down lists here and easily map this. And as you can imagine, in this area, the two development teams, the IPIM development team and the iMarket development team, are working very closely together on AI support, because this mapping is pretty much the same than the mapping with IPIM supply on importing the product data into an IPIM system. So I think you can expect during the next year also mapping recommendations for marketplace attribute and attribute value mappings here in iMarket at the end. Last but not least, there'll be a major release, iMarket 5, obviously next year. I talked about it already, probably end of Q2, beginning of Q3 next year. There'll be a lot of other functionalities I don't want to mention here, but especially a focus on a more data stream transparency in order to ease the marketplace business. And obviously also in the area of connected marketplaces, there happened a lot during the year 2020. For example, we implemented this Turkish marketplace. This marketplace is also selling in other European countries, for example, in Germany. And then we have Galaxus, which is a German marketplace. Probably you know this marketplace, Reality, is one of the big German marketplaces with very broad assortments, has also been implemented this year. And this is an international example, Cdiscount. It's the leading French marketplace that is also available for iMarket customers now. Probably you don't know the marketplace integration policy of iMarket yet. It's very customer driven. So if you have marketplaces in your international region that might be interesting for you selling your products on these marketplace platforms, just let us know, and the iMarket core team is very happy to implement the marketplace as long as it has commercial relevance, obviously. And the result of this policy you can see here. So this is the, I would say, let's say it differently, iMarket is probably the most international product of Novomind, because we have integrations all over the world. We have a lot of marketplaces in Germany, obviously, and in Europe, all over Europe, as well as in the US, as well as in Asia, and it's constantly growing. So from year to year, we see more spots all over the world with new marketplaces that have been connected. For next year, there's also an agenda, obviously, with new marketplaces. And what's really obvious at the moment is that we have to connect, that we have to connect more B2C marketplaces like Bräuninger or Engelhorn. These are fashion marketplaces in Germany, and also Mano, which is again an international one, a French marketplace, internationally working for DIY products. And the next is probably a more or less a wish list of our of our automotive customers. Automotive customers like to sell cars, obviously, and after sales products like spare parts for cars, and they want to sell their products on Mobility, on AutoScout or HeyCar, for example. And then there's a strategic part on the roadmap for iMarket for next year. And this is connecting B2b marketplaces. And here we have a call to action again. Maybe you know the very international platform SAP Ariba. It's a new procurement platform working internationally. And if you're interested to sell your products B2B on this platform or others, please just let us know and let's start a pilot project on that. I would be happy on that. Last but not least, I want to pick up the topic from David. And also a little bit from Julian, because contextual commerce also has to do with customer communication at the end. And this is contextual commerce, basically the social media platforms becoming digital marketplaces themselves. And here we have another nice example. It's Instagram. And on Instagram, you can list, as a brand or retailer, you can list your products using the Facebook product catalog, and then you must go ahead and mark, tag certain products in, for example, in an Instagram story. And if you do that, when a customer is then checking the Instagram story, the customer can click on this tag and see the detailed product information of this product, as long as it's available in the Facebook product catalog. And the real new thing now is that Instagram and also other platforms like WhatsApp have placed the buy buttons. So they realized a checkout within their own platform making them resulting them being a real digital marketplaces as Amazon or other marketplaces at the end. So and we think at Novomind this is a very, very big trend. So WhatsApp is there, Instagram is there in the US, and we think that they will roll out the buy button in Europe next year, and also TikTok, for example, announced it already, and basically also other platforms will follow. And in the contextual area, all websites basically can be used as context for buy buttons. And there we have, for example, PayPal providing a buy button that can be placed anywhere neutrally, providing e-commerce on any context, basically. So this will be a big thing. And at Novomind, we are supporting this obviously by iMarket. So if you are an iMarket customer, you can just connect Instagram, for example, as a digital marketplace, listing your products in the Facebook product catalog and running your order management via iMarket into your own commerce backend. As well as David mentioned before, for iShop customers who are not running iMarket yet, they can also directly connect, for example, to Instagram and other platforms next year to do the contextual commerce at the end. And then last but not least, and then I'm done, there's another, let's say, strategic point on the iMarket agenda for iMarket 5 next year. And this is the further expansion of iMarket's marketplace platform capabilities on the 2021 roadmap. Today, Novomind iMarket in combination with iPIM already enables the, I would say, expansion of online shops to marketplace platforms themselves. And a good example is the digital mall here of the ECE shopping centers in Germany, based on Novomind iShop as a commerce platform. So here iPIM and iPIM Supply as the onboarding module lists all the products that are available offline in all these brick and mortar stores in a shopping center, for example, the Jack Wolfskin products, and lists them in the digital mall. And then iMarket is responsible in this marketplace scenario to take the customer orders on the one hand and bring them back into the store ERP system, for example, at the end. Mostly it's like central ERP or OMS systems, basically. And on the other hand, manages all the offline stock that is available in the offline brick and mortar stores and bringing the stock online to the digital mall. And not only to the digital mall, but also to other marketplace platforms such as Otto.de, for example, or eBay at the end. So it's an offline-online bridge, the complete scenario. It's a marketplace. And next year, we want to follow up on this and extend basically the functionality the marketplace suppliers like Levi's here or Jack Wolfskin will have in their order management tool of iMarket. So that's it for Novomind iMarket. Also a quite interesting update, I hope, for you as our customers and partners. And then, David, I think I continue with the next step, with the final step on our topic on our agenda, the connected iProducts. And
yes, sorry, I was a bit too quick to remove the moderator, but you now have it back. So excuse
thank
me,
you.
I was too fast.
No problem.
Yeah, it's now.
So it's a live session. So
yes.
You can see that we are live. Thank you for that. Okay, so it's about connected iProducts based on our, and I hope you still remember the term on that, on Novomind's unique customer experience product portfolio. We have presented the first ideas and use cases on connected iProducts to you at the novoinsight 2019 on the stage with all the product managers of all the products. And one case was, for example, that an agent in Novomind iAGENT should see probably product information when he's communicating to a customer talking about certain products and do consulting on certain products, for example. As well as an agent in Novomind iAGENT can access probably the order information of a customer from the order management system of Novomind iShop or iMarket. There's another case that has been presented last year. A product data manager in Novomind iPIM can easily access KPIs from Novomind iShop, for example, the online status of a product in the online shop or the conversion rate of a certain product or category, allowing the product data manager to do assortment control decisions, for example. And these are, I would say, very, plakativ, we say in German, normal use cases we thought about. But since we have not implemented a lot of these use cases during the running year, we put the topic connected iProducts back on the innovation roadmap for all 4 products for next year. So for bringing this, we call this this innovation to business, we always need to try it of you, our customers, the Novomind product managers who go ahead and then implement all the needed functionality into the products, and obviously also our customer solution or solution provider colleagues to roll out the use case at the end into the real life scenario. The benefit of all innovation should always be either more automation or increased efficiency on the business processes and or increased customer experience or sales at the end. Yeah, so there must be some return on invest, obviously, when we do these connected iProduct cases. Thus, and this is the last call for action for today, I think, we need you, we need you, our customers, to consult us for the use cases. I bet you have a lot of ideas on how to better connect the Novomind iProducts to gain one or more of these 3 innovation goals I have just mentioned. So please contact us, contact your project managers, or contact me directly, or your product managers of the products, so that we can approach the pilot use cases together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Markus. Now I'm taking the moderation back. Thank you for your flexibility, Markus. Now they are Finn, even though it was not a call to action, now that we actually do have some questions. Quite a few right now to iMarket. So the first one, let me try to answer this one for you. The question was, in what languages can iMarket be used? My knowledge is default language is English and German. But since this question originates from the Netherlands, would it be possible to add further languages, Markus?
Yeah, sure. I think we need to differentiate in this case between the UI language, and this can be extended to basically any language. We just would have to translate, obviously, the user interface, the UX functionalities to the various language, and then obviously we have the data languages, and there also we are independent. So it depends on the data that is sent from the target system to iMarket, and then you can use basically any language for any international marketplaces in the data.
Perfect, thanks. Then, we know that data models are completely independent for every marketplace. So the question is, are the marketplace data models maintained by Novomind?
I wouldn't say maintained, because the maintenance obviously of the data model happens at the marketplace. But what we do is, on a regular basis, we try to pull, let's say, the data models of the marketplaces and provide the data model of the marketplaces in iMarket, yes. And pull is just a logical term, because there are a lot of different procedures to really do that. So there are marketplaces offering APIs to really to synchronously pull the data model information from the marketplace, as well as, let's say, more like file-based publications that can be imported at the end. So basically, yes.
Thanks. Then a very quick one. Have we already implemented bol.com? So BOL.com.
Unfortunately not, but we talked about it lots of times. We just don't have a customer want to sell on Bol yet, but we can do it. Yes.
This is also a great connection to another question that I will just, let's say, rephrase, which means the integration of all of our 4 iProducts, which basically points at the fact that it was more of an open question, how many integrations to other systems has Novomind done? And of course, we could now give sort of a list of 100 different systems like CRM, ERP, DAM, so digital access management, CMS, and so forth. So we can't say, in alphabetical order which system we have, but I would actually almost throw the question back. Which integrations would you, as our customers, need and require? So from iAGENT, it always makes sense to have an integration to a CRM system or an ERP system. But maybe there's another system that we don't know yet. Salesforce, that's obvious. SAP, that's obvious. But maybe you have some data center, maybe even a business intelligence, where we could draw information from that would help the agent within iAGENT, where we can simply create an app to give further information. Similar logic applies to IPIM. Maybe we can gather different product information from other systems to create that golden record that Markus quite often talks about, where we aggregate data. iShop, similar story. We already need order, price, and stock information, but maybe we can also gather more information from CRM, etc., to have more personalized offerings and promotions. And again, the same applies also to iMarket. The more integrations we have into other systems, the better we can create values. And this goes back to the call to action. We really want your use cases, your scenarios, that we, with our partners, can go ahead and see how we can carve that stone so that it's a perfect fit for you and your use case.
David, you're absolutely right on that. Very good description, I think. To second that, we started an initiative about 2 months ago, and you will see the effect during next year. I would say to better communicate the integrations we have already done. Probably you know that we have the website apps.novomind.com. And this has been started several years ago, and now we want to really push the integrations we have already done, and probably also our partners want to deliver some apps into this app store, in order also to show how broad the world of system integration and Novomind really is for all the products. Yeah? And this includes basically all the system classes you just mentioned, like ERP, like DAM systems, CRM systems, and stuff like that, as well as all the marketplace interfaces that can be found in the next year, then also on apps.novomind.com. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for the addition, Markus. Looking at the time, we are very, very good. We still have the Hollywood movie surprise left. For the time being, thank you, Julian. Thank you, Markus. Thanks for the questions and the answers as well. Thanks for your time. It is very well appreciated, and we can say not often enough that we are looking to meeting you again in person in 2021, and cross fingers that we will see each other on November 18th. That should be a Thursday next year in the Cinemax Dammtor in Hamburg, in Germany. So we're turning off our webcams, we're turning us on mute, but we will launch the movie, and this time there will not be a short power cut. So stay tuned, and see you next year.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Stationär 1.